I love fighting games, but there's one big problem with that statement. I don't play any of them. It's not like I'm scared of losing or anything like that. I just can't get into playing them. My only real connection is through videos like Core 8 Games, Sagem, and Maximilian Dudes. Oh yeah, and also Super Smash Bros. But I want to play a real fighting games. I want to style on my opponents with my combos without relying on Donkey Kong up B and my horniness. So, where do I start? It's an intimidating genre. It's not as hard as like every other genre out there because it's pretty much the same. But the biggest intimidation about it is you have to lose a lot to be better while not like relying on people to just carry you or blaming your teammates. Like, how am I going to do that? On my journey to find the perfect fighting game to get into the genre, there is 3 things that I applied. Does it look cool? Does it feel good? And does it have really good online capabilities? Let's tackle the first one. Does it look cool? This one is of course the easiest step, and my whole goal is to just style my opponents while looking good, like what I said before. There's a few of them that came up in my mind, which is MVC 3, Dragon Ball FighterZ, Melty Blood, and Guilty Gear. I didn't include 3D fighters like Tekken because I don't want to remember all those stuff, although it does look cool. I also didn't include Street Fighter for a different reason because I don't care about any of those characters apart from Jamie, but I think it's just because of his origin. And why no Mortal Kombat? The script is outdated. Mortal Kombat 1 looks amazing. And also Kenshi exists there. I might pick it up later because right now I just want to focus on one game. So for now, those appeal to me. Now I have to figure out which one I want to play. As I said before, I want to choose just one because learning takes time. Like if I've learned all the fighting games out there, I don't think I'll be good. And I want to get to a point where I can have full control of my character, where I just don't have to just autopilot sometimes or just do many mistakes. To help me with this, let's go on to the next step. Does it feel good? As I said before, I would like to have full control of my character while just letting me know what the hell I'm doing with one button. This basically cuts out most of the games I just said. MVC 3 is way too bloated for me right now. It forces me to pick up 3 characters while each one having a big moveset, and that will just blow out my senses. I played a little bit of it and it just made me feel like I'm just mashing out and I'm just not doing what I want to do. Auto combos are also off the table, so Melty Blood and Dragon Ball FighterZ are also out. They feel good, but I just want to know what the hell I'm doing and I don't want to just rely on auto combos all the time because it doesn't feel like I'm basically in control. So the last one is Guilty Gear's left, and yeah, I'm playing Strive right now and it feels amazing. I don't really need the third step, but for you guys I'll just touch on it a little bit because online is very important. The biggest factor is rollback netcode, which is something I don't want to mention right now. I don't want to talk about it, but you can look it up. That if it has a rollback netcode, that's all you need. Guilty Gear covers that, although the network is kind of shaky sometimes when everything with like 7 rollback or high just feels awful, but it isn't a big deal breaker because 60% of the times it feels great. So finally, let's get into my first month journey to get into fighting games. Before I start playing the game, I want to set a goal. I think by now my goal is pretty obvious because I said it so many times, that my goal is to just style my opponents while having full control of my character. But that is what I want myself to believe in. Upon just reflecting from this past month playing, I realize what my true goal is. I want to make my opponents miserable, which includes my friends. I want them to not have fun. Okay, I know it's stupid and I want my friends to play, but the best way to motivate someone is to be the villain. But before I can do that, I need to be good enough to give them hell. I can do that with Super Smash Bros, where my friends just get so salty that they ban my main Pyra. So I want to replicate that in Guilty Gear. But that goal is going to be on a back burner for now, till my friends get like really good at the game. To help me achieve this future goal, I need to find a character to play. I want a character that appeals to me, number 1, number 2, looks cool, number 3, feels cool. Mei was my first choice because Dolphin, but after I just tried her out for so long, I just don't like charge characters, so she's out of the picture. The second one I picked up and main for a while is Ramlafol. I love big girls with big swords. She felt great for a while, but when I tried to pick her up around like season 3, it just didn't feel right. I wasn't really having fun, and she feels way too basic, and her moves just don't look cool. Although playing Ram is a good villain character because corner pressure makes everybody cry, and the super is very deceptive, she just wasn't fun like after a while, and I feel like I'm just not progressing any further. After thinking for a while, there were 2 options left for me. Sin, which he feels so fun to play with and his pressure is amazing, and Johnny, who I ultimately picked. The main reason why I picked Johnny is because of the cool factor. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Sin, but Johnny, something about him just catches everything. Just every single thing about him is just cool. So I just chose him. This video came out after I got a hang of Johnny, so I got no gameplay of me trying it for the first time, but all I have to say is I suck. I could not get a hold of Mistfinder. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I was motivated to just get him. I'm still learning how to play the game, and I realized one thing that helps me just improve at the game. I would learn 1 or 2 things about the character and try to do it in a match. So one day I will learn like some cool combos. I'll just keep trying until I get into my system, and then the next day I'll do that combo in an online match. Right now with the recording of the video, there are 2 things I'm trying to improve on: Roman cancel and the cards. I'm still trying to get a hold of those 2. Right now I am just enjoying the game. What I learned is you don't really need to rely on execution and just combos to get better, because the main thing in a fighting game that's very important is mind games. What I mean by that is you basically have to figure out what the opponent is going to do and find a counter to that thing, which is basically super fun. If someone's doing the same thing over and over again, in my mind, I figure out, okay, he's doing this again. I got a new plan. I want to change up something. Just going to do a mix-up and absolutely destroy him. Also, it's okay to get mad. I get mad myself too when I'm playing the game. Stuff like when I drop my combos or make the wrong move. I get frustrated with myself. But when you get to a certain point where you get so mad where it just takes over you, just take a break from the game. Trust me, it helps. But sometimes anger is also good, and you can use it as a weapon. I got mad at the Mei player because of how easy she is to read, but I messed up so much that I let her win. So, the next round, I was mad and was determined, and that made me perfect her twice. And that, perfecting her twice felt so good. I still think about this match because I'm just thinking, she didn't even get to play the game, and that made me happy. Although that made me happy, right now I need to refine on some of my matchups because I still struggle with a lot. The matchups I need to refine right now is Poch, Chip, Milia, although I didn't really fight a lot of Milias, and Happy Chaos. I really hate Happy Chaos so much, especially the one that you're seeing right now. Like, holy crap, that Zony degenerate, he just loves to run. That guy, ooh, he makes me mad. But do you know what's funny about that game? I won that, and it felt so good leaving round 1, and it's teabagging him because I won. I just won that game, man. This just, ooh. Also, a big thing I want to mention is what controller I use. There's like so many options to play the game. Right now, I use an arcade stick. Should anyone use like arcade stick? Should everybody get into it? No. I recommend what you stick with, like keyboards, controllers, anything like that. But for me, I just chose stick because I like pressing big buttons and it feels great moving around. But I don't really recommend people use it because it's pretty difficult to use. So I drop a lot of inputs. Sometimes I just mess it up here. And if you use something like a controller with a D-pad, or if I want to do a quarter circle motion, all I have to do is just this. Like this, and then press the button. But for this one, I have to use like the whole movement. Like this. And that really caused a lot of misinputs. But I still love this because, number 1, I bought it. Number 2, something about using an arcade stick just feels great. But before I end this video, there's one more thing I haven't mentioned, and it's the main reason why I chose this game. And it's the music. Because holy crap, it slaps! But that topic is for another time because I really need to go right now.